Good morning everyone, it's a bit later this morning. I've been just sorting out editing for yesterday's video. I wanted to get that sorted, so I'm completely up to date with all my videos then. And then I can just upload it to YouTube, which is doing at the minute, and then I can just leave it then. I'm sorted. But I am going to start off with sorting the Muntajc out. It's already got, it's still got head on, everything else is sorted. I didn't get one on Wednesday. This one Greg kindly let me have, so I'm just going to sort it all out. For anybody that's interested, weight-wise, so 10.54 kilos, but it has still got the head on that. Like I say, I don't really get that many Muntajcs, so I don't know if that's I think that's a reasonable size. That's like a small row sort of size, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. But I'm going to get this sorted. I'm just going to strip all meat off it for the time being, just so I can get it in the freezer, and then it's sorted. What I'll probably end up doing with it is, I don't know, I might joint it all up, or I might mince it or something like that. But yeah, I'll get it done. I'll just put the over here. I'm aware that it's probably not the most ideal location to sort them out in a garage, but it's not as if I'm putting it into anybody else's food chain apart from my own. Got a pair of gloves here. It's a doe. I didn't know if I said that or not, but like I say, I didn't see one. And then Greg's not far away from me and got two, and then I tell you when to get one as well. I am going to do a little bit of self-promotion. I do use a pair of my own knives to take them apart. I've got it's one of my road catchers, but the naked version. If you watch any of my stalking videos, you'll see that they appear in the last few of them. But the handy is that one, where it's a little unzipper, where it's just going underneath the skin and pull it up. I think they call them a tripe knife or whatever when they've got the like ball on the end of them. But yeah, anyway, there we go. I'll just tilt this up a bit. No, that's not tilting. And then you can see my completely terrible skinning and butchery techniques. You're welcome. Oh, another thing is, you're going to have the rubbish YouTube music, because I'm going to put my radio on. Right, that's either a really heavy skin and head, or it's just the way that I've skinned it. I'm going to have a look at that. Reset this. Right, so I'm going to put it back on as it is. Just for now, that's gone down to 7.8 kilos. So that means nearly 3 kilos of skin and head on that. That's quite incredible. Right, I'm going to start trimming this off as much as I can. A lot of fat on them, a lot of fat than I realised. Don't usually see as much as that on a row at this time of year, do you? Maybe. Right, I'm gonna, yeah, so I'll just carry on with this one, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. I've got some leather work coming in this week to sort out. I've just got an order for. I've got those knives. I want to get the handles sorted for them, but I won't put you through the pain and misery of watching me literally butcher this thing. I mean, in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of way. So I'll catch you in a bit. Right, I got all that Monty sorted anyway. Got it all bagged up. All bones are all in a bag that I'm going to take out. I'll probably use it for fox bait or something like that. Put it out for the trail cam. See what else comes up. But I'm just going to sort out some handles. I've got one thing I'm going to try for Matt's knife. I found some glow-in-the-dark green Kirinite, which is just about thick enough because it's quite a wide handle. It's just about thick enough for the handle. So I was just asking him if he wants to use that, or the alternative, we were going to go for some green G10, and I've got a couple of pieces of green G10 to stick together. So I'll find out what we're doing with that one. Me Muntajc catcher that I've got, I'm going to put some orange and green G10, so something a little bit garish, but that'll put together. I'm thinking about sculpting the handle on that one as well. Next one I've got Muntajc catcher. Catcher rather. That one's going to have, one's going to have black and orange G10 and then sculpt it so it'll give the pattern to the handle. I'm going to put an orange G10 liner on that as well. And then the other one is going to be orange G10 with a black liner, and that one's going to be sculpted. So I've still got to cut that one down. This one, I've got a piece that's almost the right size, but it's going to be very awkward to cut. So I think it's going to be partially drilling and cutting, just to be able to make the most out of any piece of material. I don't like just cutting like a handle bit out and just having a load of wastage when I can just about make two out of it. I'll be able to sort of like adjust it for the handle anyway, but a bit of a faffing about, but I'll get it sorted. Start bloody raining again. It was a crap morning to start with. Oh, never mind. Closed door. Right, I've got these handles all cut, ready to get glued up. So I'm just going to clean them off with a bit of acetone. And then I'll glue them with epoxy. Some people use well, that's not the right side. There we go. Anyway, yeah, some people use super glue, and I know it works because I have tried it and used it before in the past. So it's not as if it's the wrong thing, but I just like using epoxy, and then I leave it to. And I don't use the quick drying stuff either. I use like the 12-hour stuff. It's just what I use and what I like using. But I've got 3 handles. Well, I've got that glow in the dark one that needs gluing, but I need Matt just to come back to us just to make sure he's happy with it, because it's either going to be green G10 or it's going to be the glowing dark and G10, or just even glowing dark on its own. Okay, somebody creeping up behind me, so I'll just get to you in a minute. Right, so this is the glue that I'm using. So it's the G-Flex epoxy, and to be honest, it's not exactly the one that I wanted. I wanted the more runnier version, which I think is the 650. I got it for eBay, and I think it was just advertised wrong, or they put it in the wrong container, because this is the one that turned up. It still works, but it's rather than being, it's a bit more of a paste than it was a liquid like the other one is. Some people mix it for volume, side by side or whatever, but I always measure it out, and it is basically 1 to 1.2. Some people say you can't measure it, can't weigh it, but you can do. It's quite easy. Oh, it's not supposed to be weighed. But anyway, I do, so it can't be that difficult. So if I put about... There we go, so that's got 4 grams of that one. Oh, it's gone down a little bit. There we go. 4 grams of that one. So that means you need to have a finishing off weight of 8.8. Just putting 4.8 of this in. Oh, that was a good guess. 8.6. That'll do. Don't mix me spatulas up. So separate one for mixing it up. But if I mix these up, what I find with the this particular glue is its work time is less. So if I want to glue up 5 knives, I'll mix up enough for 5 knives, but I find that when you get to the last 1 or 2, you can feel it that it's starting to bind up a bit, even though it's a 12-hour curing time with it, and it's better if you leave it 24 hours. But the work time, you can tell work time on it's different. Right, set these round. How do you get there? Bit of camera trickery for you. Right, don't believe anything you see on telly. Right, so to give this a good stir, make sure that it's all nice and mixed up. It looks like it's almost like a toffee colour when you finish with it. I think we're about there. So basically I'm just going to dollop it on each of the pieces. I always cover both sides. I don't know why. I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but I always key up the G10 anyway, so it's hopefully makes a better join. I think it's just to force it into any of the scratch lines or out like that. Ah, typical. Phone starts ringing when your hands are covered in glue. How is it? Just a mobile number. I'll have to get back to in a minute. And if you're already on the YouTube channel, it's you. Now I've got them all glued up, what I do next is just clamp them all down. I used to put G-clamps on, but I think it's too tight and you don't end up with enough epoxy in between to glue it properly. So a couple of clamps on, well, 4 clamps on altogether. Right, that's the handles glued up. I'll leave them to tomorrow. I can't do anything with them. So I think what I'll do now is I'll just laser engrave the blades, get that running, so at least the blades are somewhere close to getting done for tomorrow. I just need to put the bevels on, but I can do that once I've sorted the handles out. This is my laser engraving setup. So that's the laser, connected to my laptop. The main box for it is underneath the bench. It looks like a PC unit. I need to make sure that my height is at the right adjustment. Oop. Put the blade up. Right. I'm going to try the etch that I used on that I'm using for the Cerakoting. So I want to try that one. So I'm going to put it onto this blade of mat. I've got it set up. I need to press red. That gives me a red square. Gives me a red square on the blade. So I just want to line it up where I want it to go. I think about there. Make sure it's about right. Yeah, that should be alright. And then it's a case of get rid of stop. I need to put my glasses on. And then press mark. And that's it. It's going to start cutting into the blade now. You can see it's leaving a mark already, but this is going to have quite a few runs over the top. It's light enough that it's not going to overheat the steel. To be honest, I don't think it'll make much difference where it is anyway, because it's that far away from the edge. It'll not destroy the temper. But I'm going to leave that running and come back to it in a bit, and then I'll sort these other blades out here. Right, while I'm gluing things up, I've got another job for Chris wants sorting. So basically, Chris has had a few knives off us where they use this, which is the Desert Camo Kirinite sheet. Can't really tell when it's polished up because it's been basically it's got that flat look on it, but it does polish up quite nicely. And he wants one of these castrum saws. Switch that off because it's glaring a bit. So castrum saw. And he basically wants the handle to match the other knives that he's got. So he sent me the saw blade. I've just got to work out the handle. I have got a wooden template that I use. Now the thing with the castrum saws especially, they've got the holes already drilled in, but they are sort of got not offset, but they're not completely round. They've got a flat edge on them because the bolts that they use for the casting saw have basically a flat edge, so it slides in. Obviously, I can't get hold of those ones, and I don't think it's massively essential. So I just ground those off, so they are round. Just using it with a Dremel sort of thing is easy enough. Then I've got some separate bolts I've bought to be able to fit into them, and the only thing is that I didn't have enough of the thicker material. So what I'm going to do is put this one, which is about 3mm, 3.2mm, something like that, I think, well, quarter of an inch, no, eighth of an inch. And I've got a similar sort of thickness G10. So I'm going to basically bulk it up with the G10. It's going to have a black liner of some kind on the middle anyway, because that's what colour the rubber is that I use. So all I'm going to do is work out what size bits I need to cut off of this, and then I can get them glued together as well. I've only got about a quarter of an hour or so, because then I've got to go and do some adulting and take daughter number 2 to the dentist. That's it, yeah. And I've got to get across to the other side, go basically from one side of town to other. So, but I suppose it's a bonus that we have actually got a dentist. Right, I'm going to get these measured up and see what they can make out of them. And the other thing was that Matt's knife, I completely got the wrong handle altogether. And I remember now, we did discuss it at the stalking show, and I could have sworn we were going for either green or orange G10, but we're not. We're going for green Juma with red liners on it. He's sending me a photo just to confirm that he's the right one. I've got the green Juma ordered. I've just checked. I need to get some more G10 as well, so I'm going to bang an order in for that. But it looks like I've run out of time anyway, so I'm off to do some adulting. I'll see you in a bit. There we go. Right. So that cycle's already done, and that one's completed. There, might be best. Right, I'm now going to put in the logo in the method that I usually put it in. So as you can see, that one was quite clean. This one is going to be slightly different, but I'll get it all set up first. It only has 10 passes each way on this one. I'm going to set up, make sure I'm at the right height. I have changed it, so it's now at 31.6 centimetres. Put it on red, line it up to where I want it. You know what, I'm going to take that out of the way because I can line blades a little bit better without it. So I'll change the height again. Just because of where the holes are, it just helps line it slightly. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, so if I'm going to bring it round here, there we are. So that's all set up to go now. Let me find my glasses. Right, take the red off it. I can change it so it shows contours. So basically it'll look like it's printing it out. So it gives you a good idea where the logo is going to be. Go back to my red square again. Might just fraction, but that looks a bit better. Wobble it all over the place now. Yep, there we go. Right, press stop, and now it's going to start. You can see from this one, it's a lot more of an aggressive cut. So that's that one all done. Right. Try and do a comparison here. You might be able to see it's got a bit of a rougher texture. Can I zoom in on that one? I don't want it to be too... So that one's got the rougher texture on it. and that one is a lot cleaner. I'll put them both together as I'm messing about here. I like that one, needs to be sanded down before it can be done. To be honest, at this stage, although I'll just sand that down because I've got a sand down blade anyway on this one. This one's not so bad, but I think for the logos it doesn't really matter because there's not as much detail, or there's not any big spaces on it. But I think for anything with initials on, I might start doing it with the same one as this, that's got the lighter cut on it. And then, yeah, so that's the laser engraving. And what I could do is, I've got some coins, and I'll show you how it cuts into a coin to make an image. I've got a Star Wars coin. Actually, do you know what? Let's find it now. So that's what it looks like on the screen. Obviously, it's a bit, well, I don't know, it looks a bit complicated. But I'll get it set up for a coin. I'm sure I've got one around here somewhere that I can use, and I'll show you what it looks like. There we go, hopefully it's in focus. So Darth Vader in front, Luke and Leia at the bottom. Another job that's coming for today, coming today, is to do some leather work. So I need to get that started. Basically it's for a bullet pouch, 2 bolt holsters and a Spartan Pro Hunt Tac long version holster. So I've got quite a few of the bits already cut out already. Let's see if I can put this down somewhere. Bullet holster, front, belt loop and the back section. This is for one with a Sam Brown, so one of my original versions. I've already got the parts for the Spartan holster. So the main body and the back belt loop and the strap that goes over the front of it. Also a welt. I need to cut a little bit more for a welt actually. So that's that sorted. So it's handy that I've already got those bits done. Then it is the bolt holsters. I need to do 2 of them. So basically one's for a Seiko or Sacco, whichever you prefer, 308 bolt, and the other one is for a Tikka 22 bolt. So basically a slightly shorter bolt holster. As far as I can remember, the head on the bolt is actually a similar sort of size. So the bolt holster will be a similar sort of size, but it's a length that's different on them. So I've got to cut out the main body. Bloody flies again. Must be something dead in the loft. It's probably that body I hid. Anyway, so I've got to cut out the main part of the bolt holster. So I've got a piece of leather, it's spray tan leather. I've got to get I've left my template in the box. It's underneath the camera, but I'll get that. I'll cut a strip off and then I've got to cut it a couple of sections out of it, so I know that I've got it done. Again, I need a welt making for that. I've also got the belt loops cut out for it already. I just need to trim these up and make sure they're right. And also there's a strap that goes around the top of the bolt to hold it in place. So that's a 1-inch strip, and that's about a 30mm strip. So 2.5 centimeters and 3 centimeters, just make sure. Yeah, so they're already cut out for it. So it's only the main body of the bolt holsters that I've got to sort. So if I just swap the camera around. Right, so there's my template that I've got, original one I made. However, it's slightly narrower than what I'd usually do nowadays. So I've got it marked up 14 centimeters. So I need to make a strip that's 14 centimeters wide. So I've already got this marked up on there, and the reason why I've got it a little bit wider is because I utilise my sewing machine now to stitch along this edge, and to do that I need it slightly wider so it sits better on the sewing machine. Right, that's now cut out, perfect, but I'm going to leave it till tomorrow now. It's going on a bit and I've got to do a bit more adulting by taking the youngest one to Scouts, and then we've got a meeting about their summer camp afterwards. So I might see you when I take the dogs for a walk. Other than that, guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.